The Eyes of Sadness, a tale of Eyeless Jack. The darkness crept in as the moonlight faded away, leaving the city in a cloak of shadows. Amongst the abandoned streets and empty buildings, there lurked a monster unlike any other. His name was Jack, but he was better known as Eyeless Jack. No one knew where he came from or how he got his nickname, but one thing was certain: he was a killer. His victims were always young women, and he would leave them in the most gruesome of ways, always with their eyes gouged out. The police were baffled by the murders and couldn't seem to catch the killer despite their best efforts. The city was in a state of panic, with people locking themselves indoors at night, afraid to be the next victim. But one woman, a detective named Sarah, was determined to put an end to the reign of terror. She had a personal vendetta against Jack, as her sister had been one of his victims. She spent months researching the case, piecing together clues and following leads, until finally she found him. She tracked him to an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of the city where he had been hiding. She entered the warehouse, gun in hand, ready to take him down. But what she found inside was something she could never have imagined. Jack was sitting in the corner, his back to her, with a pile of eyes at his feet. He turned to her, his face twisted in a grotesque grin, revealing his own missing eyes. Sarah aimed her gun, but something stopped her. She saw something in Jack's eyes, a glint of sadness, a hint of humanity. She lowered her gun and took a step forward. "Why?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Jack's grin disappeared, replaced by a look of pain. "I see things," he says. "Things no one else can see. But every time I see them, they take a little piece of me with them, and I can't stop it." Sarah felt a pang of pity for the monster in front of her. "We can help you," she said. But it was too late. Jack's eyes rolled back in his head, and he fell to the ground, dead. Sarah knelt beside him, tears streaming down her face. She had finally caught the killer, but at what cost? As she walked out of the warehouse, she couldn't shake the feeling that there was something more to the story, something deeper than a simple killing spree. She would never know the truth, but she would always wonder what could have been if she had just taken that step forward.